Posisi habis ini. Nanti jam pokoknya setelah nanti MC udah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated because the program will be start soon. Thank you very much.
iki vokale kan mengko ono loro. Vokal bar Indonesia Raya.
Honorable delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 13th International Fisheries Symposium, IFS 2025, with a topic, ASEAN Fisheries and Marine Resources for Global Sustainability, hosted by the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Diponegoro. I am Ima Wijayanti, together with my co-host,
Askia Norma Arifa,
and we are honored to serve as your Master of Ceremony for today's programs. This prestigious symposium serves as a remarkable forum that brings together researchers, academics, practitioners, and policymakers from around the world to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and discuss innovation in the field of fisheries and marine science. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all distinguished participants who have joined us to contribute to this important academic gathering. We sincerely hope that through this symposium, we can foster collaboration, strengthen network, and create new opportunities for advancing sustainable fisheries and marine resources for the future. To begin this meaningful event, we will now honor our nation with the Indonesian national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Thank you. Please be seated.
ladies and gentlemen, to add joy and color to this opening, we would like to share with you beauty of Indonesian heritage through a special traditional dance called Gambang Semarang. Since the 1930, the people of Semarang have cherished this performance. The dance consists of three prime movements. In Japanese, it's called ngeyek, ngondek, and gejok. Today, specially presented at the 30th International Fisheries Symposium, Kesenian Gambang Semarang team from Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Diponegoro, will perform the creative dance of Gambang Semarang, a vibrant blend of Japanese, Chinese, and modern elements. Also, a special song, Semarang, Kota Atlas. Ladies and gentlemen, please give your warmest welcome to one of the cultural identities of the city of Semarang. Gambang Semarang Dance and Semarang Kota Atlas.
KGS. Thank you for beautiful performance of Kesenian Gambang Semarang from Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Diponegoro. We now invite Dr. Wiwit Taufani, the chairman of the IFS 2025 committee, to deliver the opening and welcome speech. Dr. Wiwit, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, selamat pagi, ohayo gozaimasu, bonjour. The Honorable Chairman of ASEAN FEN, Professor Mohammed Alamsyah, together with board and core member of ASEAN FEN, Director of Laguna State Polytechnic University of Philippines, Director of Raja Manggala University of Technology Sriwijaya, Director of Mindanao State University of Philippines. On behalf of our Rector, Director of Reputation, Collaboration and Global Connection Universitas Diponegoro, our distinguished keynote speakers from Japan, Professor Matsuishi Takashi Fritz, from Malaysia, Dr. Nur Faizul, and from Thailand, Dr. Pavarot, and also Dean of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Diponegoro, Vice Dean of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Diponegoro, as well as esteemed guests, colleagues, and participants. On behalf of organizing committee, it is my great honor and privilege, and as the chairman of the committee, to welcome all of you to the ASEAN FEN International Fisheries Symposium, with the theme ASEAN Fisheries and Marine Resources for Global Sustainability. We are truly delighted to host more than 500 participants from 13 countries. Thank you very much. Representing academia, governments, agency, industry partner, and international organizations. Your presence here is a clear testament to our shared commitment to ensuring the sustainable management of fisheries and marine resources for the benefit of future generations. Allow me to extend my warmest greetings and deepest gratitude to the ASEAN FEN leadership, our board member, core dean member, and associate dean member, for their continuous support and visionary leadership in fostering academic collaboration throughout the regions. Your guidance has been crucial in making this annual gathering possible. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to Rector of Laguna State Polytechnic University of Philippines, Rector of Raja Manggala University of Technology Sriwijaya, Thailand, and also Rector of Mindanao State University, Philippines, for joining us today. To our distinguished speaker, thank you for sharing your valuable time and expertise. We look forward to learning from your insight and contribution. To all representatives from various institutions, your participation enriched the scope and impact of this symposium and reflect the collaboration spirit that ASEAN FEN stands for. This year, event is organized in collaboration with ISOE, or in English, Indonesian Association of Oceanologists. We sincerely appreciate ISOE's strong commitment and partnership, which have greatly contributed to success of this symposium. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to every member of the organizing committee. Your dedication, hard work, and countless hours of preparation have made this event possible. As a chairman, I'm truly proud to work such a committed and passionate team. As the organizing committee, we have worked earnestly to prepare this event. However, we recognize that perfection is never easy to achieve. Please accept our sincerest apologies in advance for any shortcoming in our service and arrangement. We will do our utmost to ensure your experience here is both productive and enjoyable. Finally, on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my deep appreciation to each and every one of you for being here. Your presence gives meaning and strength to this symposium. May this gathering be a fruitful occasion for networking, collaboration, and for advising our shared vision of globally sustainability. Thank you, and I wish all of a successful and inspiring symposium.
Thank you, Dr. Wiwit, for your kind remarks. Next, we are honored to welcome Professor Insinyur Muhammad Amin Alamsyah, MSc PhD, the chairman of ASEAN FEN, to deliver the second welcome speech. Professor Amin, the stage is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Good morning to the honorable representative from Minister of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries of the Republic Indonesia, representative from Rector Laguna State University of Philippines, Rector and Vice Rector Raja Manggala, Rector and Vice Rector Chanto University, and also Rector and Vice Rector Mindanao State University Philippines. I would like to express my deep gratitude to Rector of Diponegoro University, Dean of the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Sciences of Undip, and all Dean and Vice Dean, and also international academic from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Japan, and all members from ASEAN FEN. With pride and gratitude to God Almighty, we express our gratitude for the holding of the 13th International Fisheries Symposium 2025 at the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Sciences, Diponegoro University. Carrying the theme ASEAN Fisheries and Marine Resources for Global Sustainability, all participants can present research results in various studies on marine health and biodiversity conservation, ocean dynamic, and the impact of climate change, fishery resources management, capture fisheries and aquaculture technology innovation, as well as fishery product technology and food security. Ladies and gentlemen, the 13th International Fisheries Conference, IFS 2025, is a prestigious academic forum that brings together researchers, academicians, industry, practitioners, and policymakers to discuss the latest advancement and challenge in the field of fisheries and marine sciences. This conference serves as a platform for knowledge exchange, fostering collaboration among experts to drive innovation and bring ASEAN fisheries and marine resources for global sustainability. As chairman of ASEAN FEN, it gives me great pleasure and honor to extend to you a very warm welcome. I wish to take this opportunity to welcome the participants from ASEAN countries and other countries, representative of the students, lecturers, and researchers. I also wish to welcome our keynote speakers and our invited speakers for coming to International Fisheries Symposium. I hope today's event and tomorrow will serve as catalyst for strengthening international cooperation on the transfer of knowledge. In addition, I'm most thankful for the Rector of Diponegoro University and the Dean and Vice Dean of Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Sciences, Universitas Diponegoro, 13 IFS Chairman, and the entire committee of the 13th IFS. Conferences such as this one provide an opportunity to talk about common challenges, share best practices, and discuss groundbreaking scientific research and technology that will help our fisheries and marine industry grow, adapt, and innovate so they can meet the realities of tidal as well as the demands of tomorrow. Our interests can success only with continued interest and support from diverse parties, including university, industry, government, and sponsors. Finally, I'm most grateful for your participation and support. I would also like to express my gratitude to all participants of the 13th IFs, the speakers, the committee chair, and the entire IFS 13 committee team, as well as the partner and sponsor who made the events a success. Thank you for your attention, and may God Almighty bless our every step. Wallahu muwaffiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. Amin, for warm and inspiring speech. We pleased to invite Professor Agus Trianto, ST, MSc, PhD, the Dean of Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Diponegoro, to deliver his welcome speech. Professor Agus, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests. On this important day, allow me first and foremost to extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Chairman of ASEAN FEN, Professor Muhammad Amin Alamsyah, together with all of the board member and core member of ASEAN FEN, Director of Laguna State Polytechnic University, Philippines, Rector of Raja Mangala University of Technology, Sriwijaya, Rector of Mindanao State University, Philippines, Rector of Diponegoro Universities and the Vice Rectors, and of the keynote speakers from Japan, Professor Matsuishi, and from Malaysia, Dr. Nur Faizul, and from Thailand, Dr. Pavarot, as well as esteemed guests, colleagues, and participants. First of all, we are sorry that our rector cannot attend in this opening ceremony due to a very important agenda. Let me enjoy this one of the prestigious event conducted in Undip. It is truly a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 13th International Fisheries Symposium 2025, held here at Muladi Dome, Diponegoro University, Semarang. This is an insignificant occasion and hopefully can be a media for us to gather, discuss, and reflect on the shared issue, challenge, and opportunity in the field of fisheries and aquatic sciences. As we all aware, that fishery sectors play a vital role in ensuring global food security, supporting livelihood, and sustaining marine ecosystem. However, this sector is also confronted with increasingly complex challenges ranging from the climate change, environmental degradation, the spread of diseases, and also rising costs of the feed and many more. Just in recent days, shrimp farmers in Indonesia hit with low price of shrimp due to the tariff war and also cesium contamination issues. We also face overfishing in Java Sea, coral ecosystem degradation, and etc. So this is all of our challenge. It is only through regional and global cooperation that we can address these pressing issues. With the presence of distinguished speakers, experts from across Asia and beyond, we are confident that this forum will serve as a dynamic space for meaningful discussion, exchange the cutting-edge research, and development of collaborative solutions that can guide the future of sustainable fisheries. Last but not least, we would like to express our deepest appreciation to ASEAN FAN, the Diponegoro University, and the IFS 2025 Organizing Committee for their tireless effort in making this important event possible. In this event, I would like to a very special thank Associate Professor Tan Min Pao, who helped us with the, she almost doing everything for this season. IFF promotion, coordination on communication with most of ASEAN FAN members and also participants, and many things. Thank you. And with the tagline of Diponegoro University, noble and valuables, we hope that your time at Diponegoro University will provide a valuable and memorable experience. We also hope this symposium will trigger stronger partnership to produce innovation that have an impact on the future of sustainable and equitable fisheries. Okay, thank you very much for all of you to come here, and hopefully you enjoy in this symposium in Diponegoro University and in Semarang. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Prof. Agus, please remain on the stage. We invite Professor Dr. Hadianto, SC, MSc, Acting Vice Rector for Research Innovation, Cooperation and Public Communication, Universitas Diponegoro, together with the welcome speaker, Dr. Wiwit and Professor Amin, to come onto stage to open the event by striking the gong. Please welcome.
Okay, before I open the symposium, I want to invite all participants to sort out our slogan together. we have a slogan, ISO, ISO, which means we can. No matter how difficult the problem we face, we can solve it. So if I say IFS and ASEAN fan, please say ISO, ISO, okay? Okay, first let's practice. IFS and ASEAN fan.
ISO.
Okay, one more. This is not practice again, but this is okay. IFS and ASEAN fan. ISO, ISO. Yes, thank you very much.
Please give big applause for the opening. Thank you so much. Please stay on the stage. We will have a photo session together with the participant. Okay. Please distinguished guests come on the stage to take picture together. Keynote speaker, please come. Moderator, Ibu Dr. Tita. Okay, ready? I will have to count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Please move. We will take a picture with the participants. Okay, please committee to take a picture on the stage. Okay. Okay. Can take picture on the stage because it will be good. So the participant can take the picture together. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once more, please, participant, arise. Please arise, okay. So the committee can take the picture on the stage, so it will be clear and all of the participants can have a picture, okay. 1, 2, 3. Once more, 1, 2, 3. Okay, enough? Thank you so much. Can be seated, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to a very special moment, the presentation of ASEAN Fan Membership Certificates. This session marks the official welcoming of new member institutions into the ASEAN Fisheries Education Network, strengthening our shared commitment to advancing fisheries and aquaculture education, research, and collaboration across the region. We are pleased to announce the new member of ASEAN FEN, Mindanao State University, Marawi, Philippines, Laguna State Polytechnic University, Philippines, and National Taiwan Ocean University, Chinese Taiwan. To present the certificates, we invite Associate Professor Dr. Tan Min Pao, representing the ASEAN FEN Secretariat. We invite also Prof. Muhammad Amin Alamsyah, the Chairman of ASEAN FEN, and witnessed by Professor Hadianto, the Acting Vice Rector for Research, Innovation, Cooperation, and Public Communication, Universitas Diponegoro, and also Professor Agus Trianto, the Dean of Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Sciences, Universitas Diponegoro. Let us all extend our warm congratulations and welcome to the new member of the ASEAN FEN family.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the ASEAN FEN Outstanding Youth Fisheries Scientist Award 2025 ceremony. We now invite Professor Dr. Emilia Encarnacion S.Yep, the head of the Judge Committee, to deliver the official announcement. Professor Emilia, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. We now come to one of the most anticipated part of the program in any ASEAN FEN International Fisheries Symposium, and this is the awarding of the winners of the ASEAN FEN Outstanding Young Fisheries Scientist. But before I do that, allow me to introduce first the Board of Judges, or those people who actually labored to come up with a decision, which is always very critical and very, hard for us, because all of the nominees from the different universities are equally good and equally excellent, so it was hard for us to decide. Now, allow me to introduce the judges. Professor Dr. Sukri Haji Samay from Prince Songkla University, Thailand. We also have, thank you, Professor Sukri. We also have Professor Dr. Mazlan Abdul Ghaffar from the University Malaysia Terengganu, who is not here this morning. The next one is Professor Dr. Happy Nursham from Brawijaya University here in Indonesia. And of course, Professor Dr. Tran Ngoc Hai from Kanto University, who is not here as well. Okay, so this year, for the last several years, we've already have 5 awardees. We started the award way back in 2018. That is the 8th IFS that was held in Hat Yai. We have 1 awardee at the time. It was followed by on the 9th rather, IFS in Kuala Lumpur in 2019. We also had 1 awardee. And then the pandemic, we don't have any IFS. So we revived it in 2022 during the 10th IFS in Natrang and University, and we had 2 awardees at the time. And then it was followed, we did not have any awardee in Bangkok. That was in the 11th. In 2024, that was last year, we had our IFS in Hakodate, and we had also, that's the 12th IFS, and we have 1 awardee at the time. So this year, we are here now in Indonesia to present the awardees. So we have now a total of 5 plus this year awardees. Now, this year also marked our first ever use of a very rigid criteria for deciding on the awardees. And these criteria included the scientific and academic recognition given to those nominees, their achievement in terms of innovation and technology development. We also included in the metrics the research publications in index journals, authorship of books and book chapters, plus the community and industry impact of the activities of these young scientists. And of course, the ASEAN or regional research networking done by our young scientists. With this criteria, we are happy to inform you that we have chosen 2 awardees for this year. So the 2025 ASEAN FEN Outstanding Young Fisheries Scientist, we would like to invite them on stage to receive the award. The first one is Assistant Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Jaziri from Brawijaya University. May we request Dr. Aziz to come here and receive the award, please? The award will be given to him by the President of ASEAN FEN, Dr. Amin, Professor Amin, and Professor, the Dean of the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science of University Diponegoro. If you please join the President of ASEAN FEN on stage to receive the awards. Oh, please read the citation there. Yeah. No, he first. Yes, Father. Congratulations, Dr. Aziz. And the next one, we would like to announce that the other 2025 ASEAN FEN Outstanding Young Fisheries Scientist is Associate Professor Dr. Iris Ann G. Borlogan from the College of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences, University of the Philippines, Visayas. Once again, may we request the Chair of ASEAN FEN and the Dean of the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science of the University Diponegoro, together with my Dean, Professor Dr. Harold Bonteclaro. Okay, so that we could have the picture of the two awardees, may I request Dr. Aziz to be in front again for another photo op. And the Dean, please. And B. Thank you very much, and we hope that next year we'll have more nominees from the different universities so that we could have more awardees and more inspiration to our young career scientists of ASEAN FEN member universities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Emilia, and congratulations to the awardee for this remarkable achievement.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for a short coffee break for 20 minutes. With our highest respect, we would like to invite our distinguished guests to proceed to the VIP room for the coffee breaks, while the participants please proceed to the middle hall on your left side. Oh, I'm so sorry. To your right side. Please enjoy the refreshment and take this opportunity for informal networking. While enjoying the break, please welcome once again the talented Kesenian Gambang Semarang team with another delightful cultural performance.
us today. First, Professor Matsuishi Takashi Fritz, PhD from Hokkaido University. Second, Dr. Pavarot Norana Dragon from Department of Fisheries, Thailand. The third, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Faizul Hatri bin Nurdin from International Islamic University, Malaysia. To guide us through this session, please welcome our moderator, Dr. Tita Elvita Sari. Dr. Tita, the floor is yours.
I will call you. Okay, thank you, MC, for giving the time to me and for the introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored this morning to lead this session for the first session of the International Fisheries Symposium, especially because we have three excellent speakers this morning with remarkable expertise in their field. The first one is Professor Matsuishi Takeshi. The second one is Dr. Pavarot, and the third one is Dr. Nur Faizal. Can the three keynote speakers please join me on stage? Thank you. Okay, so before we start this session, I would like to inform you that this is a sharing session only, so there will be no question and answers. And also that each speaker have approximately 30 minutes to give the presentation. Let us start with the first one. The first keynote speaker is Professor Takeshi. He is a professor at the Faculty of Fisheries Science, Hokkaido University, since 1993. He is an expert in stock assessment and fisheries management. Research areas include fish population estimation and multi-species management, and also marine mammal ecology. And he is also an advisor for public fisheries committees and regional projects in Southeast Asia. So without no further ado, please, Professor Takeshi, you may start your presentation.
Selamat pagi. Ohayo gozaimasu. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for the IFS 2025 committee members. And all the participants, thank you very much for joining. I'm Fritz. Please don't call me Takashi. My name, please call me Fritz. I'm Fritz from Hokkaido University, Japan. I was the chair of the IFS 2024, so I'm very happy to meet you again in Semarang in IFS 2025. Today, I'm talking about the Southeast Asian fisheries. Well, I'm engaging the Southeast Asian capture fisheries for decades, and as a specialist of the stock assessment. And however, I'm not a Southeast Asian person, and I don't know how to speak Bahasa. I cannot speak Bahasa Thai. So I don't know the very details of the local situation of each countries. However, as an outsider of the Southeast Asia, I try to describe the situation of the Southeast Asia that is really fantastic and amazing. Maybe even the Southeast Asian researcher don't know. Next slide. Okay. Most of the contents are published in this journal, Fisheries Science, that is one of the oldest long-running fisheries science scientific academic journal, published from Japan. And actually, I'm now editor-in-chief of this journal. And you can find my paper from this URL, or you can contact me from ResearchGate. I can share the paper. And please cite this paper if you have a chance. So I start from the global capture fishery situation. This is the famous graph of the global trend of the state of the capture fisheries. And 38% of the stock is already overfished, and 50% sustainable. Only 12% is underfished. So there are very small room to increase the capture fishery. However, the consumption or the demand is increasing very rapidly because the global population, blue line, is increasing, and per capita consumption, red line, is increasing. So the green area, that is the demand or the supply of the seafood, is increasing very rapidly. For respond to this increasing demand, unfortunately, capture fishery cannot answer this demand because of the overfishing or limited stocks. So the rapid growth of aquaculture is filling the gap of the demand and supply. And it is very good. So aquaculture increasing very much with very good innovations and techniques. However, maybe we have to understand that the land is limited. The suitable area for the aquaculture is limited. So the growth of aquaculture cannot continue forever. So please move to the capture fishery in Southeast Asia. maybe most of you are recognizing that the stock in Southeast Asia is overfished. And many people say the Southeast Asian stock is already overfished. The famous one says that it's now almost universally accepted that most of the nearshore fisheries in Southeast Asia is overfished 12 years ago. And many papers say that overfishing of this area from the 40 years ago, 30 years ago. As a specialist of stock assessment, I don't believe this statement because this graph shows the continuous increase of the capture fishery in Southeast Asia. I'll abbreviate SEA, that means Southeast Asia. If the stock in Southeast Asia is already overfished 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this kind of increase cannot happen. And most of the area, most of the region in the world, the capture fishery production is suffering for the fluctuations or depletion. However, only 4 areas are an exception that is increasing. You can see the map where is the exceptional area around Southeast Asia. All of the seas around the Southeast Asia is this exceptionally increasing area. It cannot be overfished. So I assessed the present status of Southeast Asia capture fisheries through analysis of production, fishing effort, consumption, and finally stock assessment. And also propose a vision for sustainable fisheries in Southeast Asia based on the future projection. Okay, please look at the Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia already known this area, and I included the Timor-Leste. That is also a small area, but located in the Southeast Asia region. And this area, the population is 8.5%, less than 10% of the world population. And also, the land is only 3.5% in the global land. However, EEZ occupies 6.8%. Continental shelf, 13.8%, and coastal line, 30% of global coastal line is in Southeast Asia. It's really interesting. So it means Southeast Asia has a large advantage to access to the ocean. Next, let's move on the production trend. As I already showed, the Southeast Asia production is increasing continuously. That occupies 19% of the world capture fishery production. The amount itself is not number one. The number one is Asia, except Southeast Asia. But the increment in these 30 years, the difference between the production in 30 years ago and current, the increment is number one in Southeast Asia, in the world. So it is a very amazing point of Southeast Asia. It is growing. Next, the fishing effort. Many papers show that the population in the Southeast Asia is increasing very rapidly. Many people is engaging in fisheries that should make overfishing. I don't believe that. But anyway, the number of fishers in the Southeast Asia is currently 10 million people, and that occupies 28% of world fishers. So, and the percentage of previous slide, please. Percentage of the fishers in the population is 1.4% in Southeast Asia. That is 4 times higher comparing to the global average. So many people is engaging in Southeast Asia. So the number of fishers occupies in Southeast Asia occupies 28% in the globe. However, the production is only 90%. That means the productivity, the production per fisher should be low. I compare that. That is not lowest. It's very near to the other Asian region, but very low level and less than world average. And especially comparing to Europe, so the difference is very large, 30 times difference. If you hear the low productivity, it sounds bad, but don't worry. I will explain a lot of advantages of the low productivity afterward. Next, consumption. The major index is apparent per capita fish and seafood consumption, per capita consumption. Southeast Asian per capita consumption is number 1 in the world. Did you know that? Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of Tom Yam Goong, ikan bakar. However, so the statistics prove that Southeast Asian people enjoy fish very much comparing to the other area of the world. And the increase is also very rapid and continuing. Maybe that's also because is a reason of the high demand and high production of the Southeast Asian capture fishery. The per capita fish food supply is increasing. Maybe it is in Southeast Asia in these 30 years, and the increment in 30 years is obviously number one in the world. Another important index is FPC, that is fish protein contribution. That means the percentage of fish protein in the animal proteins. Southeast Asia is top of the world. So next, I move to the stock assessment. From this point, the production is increasing. Number of fish are very large, and consumption is increasing. In the textbook, if you avoid overfishing, the production should be decreased. Number of fish should be limited. And if the consumption is high, it makes the high price that attract the fishers, more fishing. So that is also a reason of the overfishing. However, the direct answer of overfishing is to make the stock assessment, to estimate the population of the fish in the ocean also, and to estimate the current fishing situation is overfishing or not by using the various methods. So we have various methods, and I don't explain the details of the model here, but maybe it was a bit difficult for Southeast Asian country to conduct the stock assessment 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because of the data limitation. But currently, some countries already start the national stock assessment, and many researchers tries to make a stock assessment in the local stock of the various area of the Southeast Asia. I collected over 100 results of the quantitative stock assessment that should be reliable. As a specialist of stock assessment, I can distinguish which is reliable and which is not. So without a collaborator, I cannot collect the data, but with the collaborator, with the assistance of collaborator, I collected the result, and this is the answer. So the percentage of overfish stock is 29%. The sustainably fished stock is 23%, and underfished stock 48%. The right side is the global average. That is the right side of the famous graph. So the percentage of overfished stock is around 30%, it is should be considered. However, the big difference to the global average is the percentage of underfished. You have a lot of underfished stocks still now, and I compared the composition by region or by species. Yes, and there are no difference between Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. A bit slightly good in Indian Ocean. And also the, between the species group, demersal species is a bit vulnerable. That is the nature of demersal fish. So from this quantitative evidence, I can say that you have a lot of stocks still now. Why Southeast Asian stock are so robust to the fisheries? I can point out 3 reasons: low productivity, biodiversity, and effort of fishing management. As I said, the productivity in Southeast Asian fishery is very low. That means the majority is small-scale fishery. So the recent paper says that 40% of the production in the world is from small-scale fisheries, and employment, 90% of the world fisher is engaging small-scale fishers. And small-scale fishery has a lot of merit. For example, provide massive employment, as I said, and also merit of conservation. The small-scale fishery gear, fishing gear, cannot destroy the habitat and cannot destroy the structure of ecosystem. So it's a very eco-friendly. And also that they are conducting everywhere, so it's very social harmonious. And the income is also very good. I visited several locations for observing the small-scale fisher. Most of the small-scale fisher is very happy, and sometimes they got much income, more than the urban officer. Also, the biodiversity, as you know, the Southeast Asian area is a hotspot of biodiversity, and you are using the multi-species, non-selective fisheries, utilizing this biodiversity. Yes, so this is the species composition. It's very complicated, and so they are utilizing the multi-species at once. And this kind of fishery is very good, very sustainable for the stock, and it's a theoretical result. And also, the fishing management measures, you're already conducting the various measures of the fisheries. So, in the future of the Southeast Asian capture fishery, this is an estimation of the peak population. The population in Southeast Asia will be peaked in 30 years at the 113%, not so much. Your population will be stopped more at the level more 13%. So that is the target of the sustainable fisheries in Southeast Asia. Assume the per capita consumption constant and import and export rate constant. Regional demand for seafood will increase by up to 130% in 30 years. So combining with the aquaculture production, you can make the sustainable fisheries. It will be the major milestone to establish the Southeast Asian fisheries, sustainable fisheries. Finally, to ensure the sustainable fisheries, so it is generally recommended, but again, I have to emphasize the monitoring, controlling, surveillance. Very important to conduct and keep your stock in the control, under the control. Also human capacity, export, labor control also, IUU. So that's also the very important point. And finally, the source of this robustness of the stock, Southeast Asian stock, is biodiversity. Please consider the balance of the conservation and fisheries. This fisheries is contributing not only 14th and zero hunger, no poverty, and a responsible consumption, and gender equality also. And finally, the partnership to make the good fisheries management is also important. I'm from Hokkaido University. Hokkaido University is #1 ranked in the impact factor in Japan 6 years continuously. We are very happy, Hokkaido University is very happy to contribute to make the sustainable fisheries in Southeast Asia. And it's my great pleasure to assist this very important, globally important issues of the sustainable fisheries in this region. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Takeshi. That's is very interesting, and especially how, like we saw before, that the number of fishers in Europe is very little, but the production is actually the highest. So, and it's still challenging for all of us for the sustainability of capture fisheries. Thank you again, Professor Takeshi. Next one, we will go to the second speaker. It is Dr. Pavarot, and he is a senior expert on marine fisheries, Department of Fisheries in Thailand. He is former head of the Fisheries Resource Assessment Group. He is also Secretariat of the National Scientific Committee on Fisheries Resource Management. And also he has 20 years of experience in marine fisheries resource assessment and management. His research focuses on ecosystem-based and multi-species fisheries management. Now he will have a talk today on new approaches to assessing and managing the multi-species fisheries in Thai waters of the Gulf of Thailand. So please, Dr. Pavarot.
Thank you, Dr. Tita, for your introduction, and thanks the IFS Organizing Committee for inviting me and for your warm hospitality. And good morning, everyone. Professor Fritz already gave you the overview of fisheries in Asian countries. And I would like to go a bit deeper about marine fisheries in Thailand. And I'm going to talk about new approaches to assessing and managing the multi-species fisheries in Thai waters of the Gulf of Thailand. My talk falls into three main topics, including current fisheries management in Thailand. I will start with introduction to fisheries in Thailand, current multi-species, MSY assessment, and current management measures implemented in Thailand. And the next topic is about new approaches for assessing and managing the fisheries. And the last topic is about future fisheries management in Thailand. I would like to start with some introduction about Thailand. Thailand is located between two oceans, the Gulf of Thailand, Pacific Ocean in the eastern coast of Thailand, and Andaman Sea, the Indian Ocean on the western coast of Thailand. Our maritime areas is about 350 square kilometers. It's only 1/16 the size of Indonesia maritime area. It's quite small. And the total fisheries production is about 2.4 million tons a year. And the fisheries in Thailand can be divided into two sectors, culture fisheries and capture fisheries. In terms of production, culture fisheries contributed about 40% of the total production, and capture fisheries contributed about 60% of the total production. The capture fisheries can be divided into two subsectors, marine capture fisheries and freshwater capture fisheries. For marine fisheries, there are two fisheries, artisanal fishery, which is characterized by the size of vessel. If the vessel less than 10 gross tons, they are artisanal fisheries. And commercial fisheries is characterized by the size, also the size of vessel. If the size more than 10 gross tons, they are commercial fisheries. And currently, there are about 50,000 artisanal fishing vessels and about 8,800 commercial fishing vessels. And this slide shows the total catch and number of vessels in Thailand starting from 1953. We started to collect statistical data from 1953. And the catch was very low at that time. But in 1960s, the catch rapidly increased and reached the maximum catch around 1985 or 1986. And for the recent catch information, during 2016 to 2024, the catch ranged 1.3 to 1.5 million tons. We also have overseas fishing fleet. In the past, you can see the gray bar. For some years in 1990s, we produced about 1 million ton overseas catch from several countries. We expanded our overseas fishing fleet to several countries in Middle East or the eastern part of African country. But right now we have only two overseas fishing fleet operated in southern Indian Ocean. For fishery management in system, it can be divided into two periods. Before 2015, Fishery Act 1947 was used as the legal framework for fishery management. It's quite old, more than 60 years old of the previous Fishery Act. And the old act contributed to many problems in Thailand, including overfishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing or IUU fishing, and the use of destructive fishing gear in the past. As a result, the fishery resources in Thailand was very low in the past, very low in abundance. And right now, fishery management system has been shifted to limited access fishery. The Royal Ordinance on Fisheries 2015 has been used as the legal framework for fishery management. We can solve overfishing problem, we can eliminate IUU fishing and stop destructive fishing gear. And consequently, the abundance of fishery resources is higher. And then I would like to talk a little bit about the principle of the Royal Ordinance on Fishery, which is the current legal framework. And in this section 12, which is the objective of the law, state that we need to have best scientific evidence, and the management should be in line with the ecosystem-based approach. And another objective of the law is to ensure that fishery resources are maintained or restored to level that can produce the maximum sustainable yield, and to prevent and eliminate overfishing and overcapacity. Then in section 19 and section 24, it's mentioned about reference point. We need to have reference point, biological reference point for fishery management. So the key point in the current law is that there must be the best scientific evidence and proper reference point for fishery management. And currently we use the MSY, multi-species maximum sustainable yield, as the biological reference point for fishery management. Let's move to current multi-species MSY assessment. I will touch a little bit about the MSY. This graph shows the relationship between fishing effort and the yield. At the early stage of the fishery management for our fisheries, if we increase fishing effort, the catch will increase. Fishing effort can be expressed by the number of fishing day or number of trawling hours. But we can increase the effort to a certain level that can produce the maximum catch. If we put more effort, we will catch less fish, because fishery resources is limited, and the remaining fish population could be reproduced to give recruitment to the fisheries. Okay, and this slide shows the MSY assessment results in the Gulf of Thailand. The fishery resources can be divided into 3 groups of species, including the mussel species, pelagic fish, and anchovy. The red line shows the MSY level, and the green line shows the current MSY assessment result in 2023. And as I mentioned, that multi-species MSY is used as the reference point for fishing license issuance. Once we have MSY, the TAC, total allowable catch, will be determined based on MSY. The model we use is Fox equilibrium model, which is an equilibrium model. We can see only the results of one specific year for this model. In addition to multi-species MSY, we also conduct MSY assessment for single species. Last year, we select 17 economically important species for MSY and fishing effect assessment, and the results show that 9 species were fished under MSY, 4 species were fished as MSY, and another 4 species fished over the MSY. In terms of fishing effect, the results were consistent with group of species assessment that the fishing effect of most species that does not exceed the optimum level, right? But although fishing effect of some species may exceed the MSY level, and this is the nature of tropical multi-species fisheries. We cannot control every species under the MSY. Some species may fish over the MSY. However, the single species MSY is not used as reference point. This is our monitoring program for single species. And I move to current fishery management. As I mentioned that we set the TAC based on MSY results. We implement fishing day scheme, and we have some seasonal area closures in the Gulf of Thailand. We also implement permanent closure in the coastal area. The coastal area is conserved only for artisanal fisheries. The commercial fishery is prohibited in the coastal area. And we also implement fishing gear control, for example, mid-size limitation, or we control the length and number of fishing gear. And this is one of the most important current management measure, which is fishing vessel control. Vessel buyback scheme has been implemented since 2020. And this year, 2025, we spent around $50 million to buy the excessive number of fishing vessels buyback from the system. And another measure to control the fishing vessel is no new fishing vessels allowed. We do not issue new fishing license to the fishing vessel owner. And the vessel owner need to have active fishing vessel, fishing license if they want to renew their license. And you can see the graph on the right. This is the number of commercial fishing license. The number is reducing year by year. This is one successful story of using biological reference point for fishery management. We can control the fishing effort and control the number of fishing vessels. This slide shows the number of fishing days. This is how we control the fishing effort. For example, for trawler in the Gulf of Thailand, we allowed only 245 days a year at sea, or 275 days a year at sea for trawler in the Andaman Sea. Let's continue to new approaches to assessing and managing the fisheries. We have 3 components. The first one is re-estimating multi-species MSY using dynamic model. And we use indicator single species assessment and also ecosystem analysis and indicator. We combine these 3 components and we try to develop our harvest strategy. This slide shows the new model. We try to use dynamic model. These 2 pictures show the results of MSY assessment for demersal species in the Gulf of Thailand. On the left, it is a kind of equilibrium model, as I mentioned earlier. By using equilibrium model, you can see the result only one specific year. This is an example of 2023 results. And there are some disadvantages using equilibrium model on the left. You can see the level of catch in the green line, which is lower than MSY level. But the catch is lower than MSY when stocks are both overexploited and underexploited. We don't know the abundance of the fish if we use equilibrium model. And the model does not include uncertainty. If you move from equilibrium model to dynamic model on the right, we can see the status starting from the year when the catch data is available. For this example, we have the data available from 1971, and each dot represents each year status. The advantage of using dynamic model is the model builds uncertainty, and the model shows history of trend that is informative to fishers and policymakers. And the model called JABWA, just another Bayesian biomass assessment. And this slide shows the results of MSY assessment using dynamic model for 3 groups of species. I would like to give you one example on the top left picture, which is the mussel species assessment. We have the data starting from 1971, which was in green zone. The green zone means very high abundance and very low fishing effort. And after a few decades of fishery development in the Gulf of Thailand, fishing effort was increased and the status moved from green to orange and to red zone. And the status remained in red zone for a couple of decades. The red zone means low abundance and subject to overfishing. But if you look at the graph from 2015, when we implemented our current law, the Royal Ordinance on Fisheries, we can reduce the fishing effort rapidly, and the status is moving to green zone, which is good, high abundance and a low fishing effort. And this slide shows the comparisons of MSY assessment results. Both model, equilibrium model and dynamic model can present the MSY. And there are some differences of MSY between 2 models depending on the group of species. So we need to consider carefully when we choose any model for MSY. In the next slide, this is indicator species assessment. At the beginning, I mentioned that we select 17 economically important species for MSY assessment in addition to group of species assessment. However, last year we started to assess the MSY of a set of species that reflect the fisheries based on inherent vulnerability, based on current risk or ecological importance, management importance, or economically importance. So we can assess the status of each species and compare against a reference point. For example, biomass can be the reference point, or length-based SPR, spawning potential ratio, or we can use yield per recruit as the reference point. We can also track the trends in this species over time if we conduct MSY assessment every year. The table on the left shows the example of indicator species representing the Gulf of Thailand ecosystem. Not only economic species, but we also select some ecological important species, for example, shark and ray. I would like to move to ecosystem assessment, and this graphic shows the heat map of contribution to catch through time. If you look at the graphic from the top to bottom, this is a list of species in the Gulf of Thailand ecosystem. And from the left to right, this is the year starting from 1971 to 2023. And the yellows represent higher contribution to the catch. By plotting this heat map, we can understand how the factors influence the catch. For example, the freight change over time, or technological change, or management change. This factor can affect the ecosystem. And then we need to check the resiliencies of the ecosystem. This graph is plotted between heterogeneity of food web flow in the ecosystem and the density of connection between species. We model our system back to 1950, and at that time, the ecosystem was very high resiliencies on the top right corner. And when we developed the fisheries, the ecosystem resiliencies is reducing and close to the collapse zone in 2010 and 2015. It is very low resilience. But since 2015, we can observe that the red dot move away from collapse zone because we strictly control the fishing effort based on MSY reference point. It means that the ecosystem resilience is better after 2015 because the red dot move away from the collapse zone. And this picture shows the food web link in the ecosystem and the density, how we produce, how we assess the resiliency. We need to produce this kind of model, ecosystem model. And next, we check the distortive pressure to the ecosystem. This is fishing pressure to the ecosystem. We try to balance each species within the green band. This graph is plotted between catch and production in ton per square kilometer per year, and try to balance each species. Each dot represents each species. And if the dot is on the left, we need to reduce the fishing effort to green band. And the picture on the right shows the recent results of distortive pressure assessment last year, 2024. We can observe that 56% of the species is under pressure, which is above the green band on the left. 38% within the green band, and 5% of the total species below the green band. It means we need to reduce fishing effort a little bit for 56%, which is under the pressure. And next slide is ecosystem threat index. It can be used for management queue. The ETI score range from 1 to 10. If the score range from 5 to 10, it is integrity level. But if the score of 3 and 4, the ecosystem is shock, possible to shock, which is very low integrity. And for the management, if the score is 1, 2, 3, less than 4, we need some immediate management action to recover the ecosystem. Let's see the result of ETI score in the Gulf of Thailand. This graph shows the score. We model back to 1950. The score was about 8 to 9, which is good in green. And after we developed our fisheries, the score was going down to about 2.5 in the year 2010. Once we implement our fishery law in 2015, the score is moving up to around 4, and we can set the target of ETI score for ecosystem indicator. We can set, for example, at score 5. Then I move to the future fishery management in Thailand. For future management, we need to recognize the complexity of multi-species and multi-gear fishery. So multi-species MSY can be used to represent the overall ecosystem. In addition, we need to have single species assessment or selected indicator species, not only economic species, but we need to assess some other indicator species. And we may have indicator, ecosystem indicator. And finally, we will develop a new fishery management plan by combining multi-species, MSY, single species assessment, and ecosystem indicator. Okay, next slide, please. Let's move to the harvest strategy. Next, please. Okay. This diagram shows the harvest strategy. The harvest strategy is a pre-agreed framework for making fishery management decisions. It can be simply divided into 3 components, including data collection on the left, assessment in the middle, and management component on the right. I would like to draw your attention to the assessment. We can set assessment indicator in the middle. Right? We may have multi-species indicator, single species indicator, and ecosystem indicator. For example, we can use ETI score for ecosystem indicator. And then we can set the reference point for each indicator, all multi-species, single species, and ecosystem indicator. And for management on the bottom right corner, this is harvest control rule. We may have harvest control rule in our harvest strategy. The harvest control rule is pre-agreed management measure, and it is a kind of pre-agreed management decision. For example, what to do when the stock is low, or what to do when the stock is high. And this is our future fishery management. We will have fishery management plan for marine fishery incorporating ecosystem indicator. And together with FMP, we will develop our harvest strategy, which is our first ever harvest strategy in Thailand. Thank you. That's all my presentation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pavarot, for the explanation and sharing of knowledge on how the government of Thailand is regulating and also manage the fisheries in Thailand. The next one, we will go to the third speaker, which is Dr. Nur Faisal Hadri Nurdin. And Dr. Faisal will be giving the presentation about the empowerment of community-driven stewardship for sustainable ASEAN marine resources. To Dr. Faisal, time is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Tita. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Yeah, I'm sorry, still morning. All right. Okay, good morning. All right. So we already talked about all the statistics in terms of the fisheries productions and all that. Now I want to bring all the audience, yeah, to what we call the community-driven stewardship. We want to empower the community, okay, for sustainable development of this Asian marine resources. Yeah, it's a bit different, yeah, from as we are scientists here. Okay, usually we isolate ourselves with all our research and all that. We sometimes forget about the community, right? And when we talk about the community, we want to empower so that this marine resources protected, that we can actually enhance the productions of the fisheries. All right. So before we begin, this is the content that I will discuss. Okay, the introductions in terms of our fishery scenarios, and then I want to bring some Asian success stories. Okay, and then yes, we have the success stories, but we also a lot of failures projects in terms of the community-driven stewardship and why we fail. Yeah, and what we can do. Okay, in terms of the strategies and all that. Okay, next one. All right, for the introductions, as Prof. Fritz just now mentioned, we among the leading or the biggest areas, the Southeast Asia in the world, yeah? In terms of the coastline, also the sea areas. We have about more than 100,000 kilometers of coastline, and which cover over 9 million kilometers squared, which bring about approximate 2.5% of the global ocean surface. We have a lot of treasures in Southeast Asia. Okay, and it's not only in terms of the areas. Yeah, we are the epicenter of the marine biodiversity. It's a hotspot, the center of marine biodiversity, which housing vital habitats for numerous species. It's not only that, okay, this Southeast Asia coastal area and marine area is significantly, like for example, there 1/3 of the mangrove forest is in Southeast Asia. We have 33% of seagrass beds and also 28 to 34% of the coral reef areas. Yeah, and these ecosystems actually, okay, provide essential breedings, yeah, nursing and feeding grounds for the fisheries, which support millions of our communities, yeah, our peoples, and contributing trillions to the economics. Okay, and our marine area, it's not only about the biodiversity, about the economics, but it can be as a climate regulators. Yeah? For example, the mangrove forest and seagrass beds can act as a carbon sink, mitigating the greenhouse gas emissions and helping to protect against the sea level rise and tropical cyclone. Should I wait for that? Azan. Can I continue? All right, thank you. Okay, sorry. Okay, so these our valuable treasures actually exposed to several threats. Yeah, for example, like Prof. Fritz mentioned just now, we have the over-exploitations of marine resources. Yeah, the overfishing and IUU, that is the issues. Yeah, and bycatch and habitat damage. we have, because of that, okay, some habitat loss and coastal degradation. Okay, for example, the mangrove areas, the coral reef destructions, the decline in seagrass beds, and also, of course, due to the development, the coastal erosion and land reclamations. Okay, and it's not only that, our marine areas also exposed to the pollution and waste. Okay, examples, okay, now is very famous in terms of plastic debris, yeah, especially the microplastics, yeah? And also the nutrient pollutions which lead to the eutrophications, oil spill and shipping pollutions, okay, especially because between Malaysia and Indonesia, the Strait of Malacca is very busy shipping route, yeah, and of course for the industrial and mining waste. And in addition of that, we also exposed to the climate change impact. Okay, the sea level rise, the ocean acidification, increase in terms of storm intensity, and also marine heat wave. Yeah? And all this lead to the loss of keystone species. Okay, and because of the shipping and all that, we also have problems with invasive alien species, yeah, and declining marine mammals. Yeah? And all this become more affected when we don't have this good socioeconomic and governance. Okay, so the weak governance and enforcement will add this to threat our marine environments. Yeah, we have unsustainable coastal development, okay, the community vulnerability, and also transboundary conflict. Okay, traditionally, okay, to tackle these threats, we have two approaches. Yeah, number one is the top-down approach, usually involved with the governments and the policy-driven. Yeah, for examples like declarations of marine protected areas. Yes, we have the framework for regional cooperations. We have legislation enforcement, infrastructure monitorings, and also the climate and disaster adaptation policies. However, okay, what is the problem with this top-down approach? Even though they have a broad coverage, legal enforceability, resource mobilizations, and all that, but they lack with the local buy-in, the involvement of the community around the targeted areas, okay, and usually, or most of the case, it just become the paper park problems, okay, which protected on paper, but not in actually the practice, yeah, because it's not enforced. Okay, the second approach is a bottom-up approach where here, okay, the community-driven stewardship is we use this approach. Okay, and basically it's involved the NGOs, okay, the local communities and all that. Okay, these are some examples, yeah, of the bottom-up approaches. The community-based MPAs and locally managed marine areas. For examples, the classic examples of Asians, Apu Island, Philippines. Yeah, those from Philippines, these are very good examples. Yeah, and co-management and customary law, like what we have in Bird's Eye Seascape, yeah, in Indonesia. Community patrols, yeah, like this is in Philippines, Bante Dagat. They empower the fishers, okay, to be the volunteer sea wardens. Yeah? And we also can do the livelihood diversification. We not only, because, you know, when we talk about the fishers community, okay, usually they are below the minimum income of the countries, yeah, like B40, most of them, yeah. So when we have this diversifications in terms of income generation, they will reduce their pressure in terms of economic. So we can have the community ecotourism, yeah, seaweed farming, for example. This will reduce the pressures on wild fisheries. And not only that, okay, we can also include the faith-based and cultural stewardships. For example, for Muslims, we can have this what they call the religious talk, okay, ceramah or the Friday sermon, yeah, to talk about this. Okay, not only the main ibadah, but also about the environment protections and all that, yeah. And this is basically is part of what we call the Maqasid al-Sharia, yeah, in Islam. But it's not only Islam, but other religions also, they have their own way how to implement the faith-based stewardship towards the environment. And this bottom-up approach actually give high compliance, yeah? And we can adapt the local knowledge, and it can be flexible. However, okay, this bottom-up approaches usually limited in terms of the funding and is vulnerable to the external market pressures. Yeah. Okay. So the best is to do the hybrid or co-management, yeah, which involve the state, okay, community and NGOs, where we talk about the shared governance. Yeah. Here we can actually one of the actions that we can take is legal recognition of community MPAs. Okay, meaning that we empower the community. Okay, give them the authority to, for example, the warden. Okay, the sea warden, for example, to monitor illegal fishing and all that. Yeah, joint patrol. Okay, between the states and locals. Okay, and also collaborative zoning. This will actually combine the enforcement with the community buy-in. Yeah, so we can cover both the top-down and bottom-up approach. Yeah, and it will give the greater resilience and sustainability. Okay, however, when we talk about these combinations or the cooperations between these two or three entities, okay, we require trust. Yeah, of course the coordination between these entities, and because of this, some of the weaknesses is the conflict between the benefit sharing between the community, between the NGOs, and also the government agencies. Yeah, one of the good case for this hybrid or co-management, okay, like what we have in Malaysia, Tun Mustafa Park. It's a multi-stakeholder governance, and also the Cape Archipelago in Cambodia. And of course, we have Bird's Head Seascape from Indonesia. This is a few examples of a good hybrid or co-management in terms of marine resources. Okay, we continue with the community-driven stewardship. What is actually community-driven stewardship? By definitions, it's a collaboration approach where local communities actively participate, okay, in the management, conservation, and care of natural resources and ecosystem. Okay, there are 5 elements that we need to take care of in this community-driven stewardship. Number 1, of course, the local participations. Yeah, and we can integrate their local wisdom or the traditional knowledge, like what they do in Bird's Head Seascape, okay, where they use this sasi, okay, where you know what, they closure in certain season so that the environment can actually improve. Yeah, so that is a knowledge integrations, and we empower the community. When we give this power, they have the sense of ownership to that projects. Yeah, so the involvement will be more. Yeah, and this will lead to the sustainability. Okay, next one. All right, so this I get a framework from a good one from Bennett et al. 2018. Okay, when we talk about the framework, okay, if you can see the local environmental stewardship action there in the middle, we have social ecological context and change at the outer line, and three elements: actors, capacity, and motivations. Okay, so when we talk about this context, this is very important. Okay, in terms of the context, this is actually that shape the actor and motivations and enables the capacity. Yeah? For example, here, for when we talk about the context, we have the contextual factors in terms of the socials, in terms of the economics, political, cultures, and environmental. Yeah? And here, the context, we also talk about the nature of changes, okay? How complex it is, the rapidity, the type, the numbers and severity of the stresses. Yeah? And this context, as I mentioned, it will shape the actor. Okay, is it at an individual level? Is it a collective and networks? Yeah, and here we can actually talk about the rights, the roles, and responsibility of the actors, and how we want to do that in terms of the characteristics, the memberships, okay, the resource dependence, and socio-economic status. Yeah, it will be different when we talk about this context and actors. Yeah, and also the motivations. Okay, is also governed by the context. Okay, whether it is intrinsic and extrinsic, and this context also undermines or enables the capacities. Whether it's a local aspects, for example, the social capitals. Okay, financial capital, physical, cultural, human, and institutional capitals. But it also enables or undermines the institutions in terms of law and policies, the organization, decision-making, and structure and power of politics. Yeah? And from here, okay, we can see that what we should do, okay, the actions, the approaches. Yeah? And of course, the type of the approaches, okay, the purpose, why we want to preserve, why we want to restore, and the sustainable use, whether this is actually, okay, we need to take care, we need to consider the actors' motivation and capacities. Yeah? And the outcomes that we want to see, it's not only in terms of ecological, but also the socials. Yeah? In terms of ecological, we can see that species abundancy, yeah? Habitat quality, cover areas maybe become bigger, okay? Ecosystem productivity and sustainability, but we want to see also our community, okay, is taken care in terms of their wealth, yeah, and all that. The livelihood, employment, and food securities. Okay, so we are fortunate, okay, that we have some success stories, okay, in terms of these community-based projects. Okay, in Asians. Okay, for one of the examples is Apua Island Marine Reserve, Philippines. Okay, which are located in Central Visayas. It started in 1980s. Okay, 1980s, and formally declared in 1985. This is work actually initiated by Dr. Angel, yeah, from Silliman Universities. He worked with a local fisherfolk. Okay, we can see here in terms of historical background, before 1980s, these Apua Islands coral reef, okay, suffered from dynamite and cyanide fishing, okay, which lead to this dramatic fish stock decline and reef degradations. So this Dr. Angel, yeah, with his co-worker, Dr. Alan White, engage the villagers through dialogues about the sustainable practices. From there, okay, the community formed what they call the Apua Island Marine Management Community, and decided to voluntarily close 10% of their reef to fishing. Okay, and from this, they form or establish the community guards, what they call the Bante Dagat, which enforce no take zones. They monitor the catch and reef conditions, and it become legal. Okay, their guards become legal in 1985 via presidential proclamations. Yeah? And from that projects, the outcome, okay, the fish biomass increased more than 100% in 5 years. Yeah? And it's not only that, it have a spillover effects, okay, to other nearby fishery cages area, and it become global model for community-based marine protected areas, inspiring over 1,000 similar projects in Philippines and all other Southeast Asia. Yeah? The second one, the Bird's Head Seascape Indonesia in West Papua. Okay, it was initiated in 2004. The institution involved is the Conservation International, the Nature Conservancy, WWF Indonesia, the local adat or the indigenous communities, and the government, of course. Yeah? And before 2000, we can see this Bird's Head region face intense shark fishing, blast fishing, and illegal commercial trawling. Previously, okay, this indigenous community, the local Papuan, they have what they call the sasi laut. Yeah, when they close in seasonal, okay, and protect the resources. Okay. However, the modernization, external exploitation weaken this traditional or customary practice. Yeah? And in 2004, okay, with the NGOs and Papuan provincial government, yeah, they integrate in terms of the scientific marine zoning with traditional stewardship practices. They bring back the sasi laut practice. Yeah? And because of that, okay, we have the outcome, fish biomass increase of more than 29% in no-take zone within 5 years. Okay? Destructive fishing reduced. Okay, they have the socio-economic benefits, and now they have become more famous, or very famous ecotourism area. Okay, and it's become a global recognition. World's largest community-based MPA network with over 3.6 million hectares. Yeah? And it's become a model inspired to others. The next one, another example is Cape Archipelago, Cambodia. These are very good examples where, okay, the community needs co-work with the governments, okay, because when the government implement, they want to gazette this as a marine conservation area. When it's not involved with the local community, it become non-effective. Yeah. So this Cape Archipelago face heavy trawling and illegal fishing. Okay, especially after the Civil War. Okay, and when they start this initiates the projects, yeah, with the community, manage to no-take and sustainable fishing zones. Okay, they bring back the seagrass meadows and reef fish, okay, to the area. And significant decrease in illegal trawling activities, and it become a national scaling through FIS Community Fisheries Framework. Yeah? And last examples for this good community-driven is the Tun Mustafa Park in Malaysia. Okay, located in northern Sabah. Okay, and officially gazetted in 2016. This involvement from Sabah Park, WWF Malaysia, Malaysian Fishery Departments, local communities, and private sectors partners. Okay. So this Tun Mustafa Park, we managed, okay, to bring back 50% to give a 50% reduction in destructive fishing incidents. Okay. And economic diversification via sustainable seaweed farming and ecotourism, and also strengthen the state-community cooperations. It's a flagship, yeah, for the Asian co-management governance. Yeah, this is the Tun Mustafa Park in Sabah. Okay, from these 4 examples, yeah, we identify that this is the key elements for the successful community-based stewardship. Number one, of course, the community empowerment. We need to have a local ownerships and traditional leadership to ensure the long-term compliance. And of course, we are as scientists, okay, we need to support, okay, the community, okay, in terms of monitoring and policy evidence, yeah, and legal recognition, okay, the government endorsement, which turns the community success into national policies, and of course, this cultural integration, as I mentioned, the Sasi Laut, okay, blending the indigenous knowledge, and we can also have this faith-based ethics to strengthen the stewardship, like we bring the Maqasid Sharia principles inside that. And of course, okay, these quite important elements, the economic incentive, okay, which can bring the alternative livelihoods to reduce the exploitations to the community. Okay, and how we want to measure this successful? Actually, there are multi-dimensional evaluation. Okay, we need to talk about this ecological and biophysical. Not only that, okay, we need to measure also the socio-economic, governance, and institutional and cultural or social capitals. Okay, for example, this ecological, biophysical, we can have these indicators, you know, or tools in terms of fish biomass, okay, the densities, the coral cover, and species richness. Okay, and in terms of socio-economy, we can check this household income diversification, reduce their dependency on destructive fishing, okay, employ them in ecotourism or alternative livelihoods, and of course, the fairness and benefit sharing when we want to involve with the community. Okay, in terms of governance, okay, we can check or we can focus in terms of management capacity and participations. And of course, when we talk about the social capital, the community ownerships and stewardship values. Yeah? However, even though we see the successful stories, okay, in average, okay, from the thousands of the projects, community-based stewardship, only 10 to 20%, okay, have the effective projects. Yeah, the rest, more than 80%, okay, fail. Yeah, why we fail? Okay, this is some of the failures. Okay, usually, often, or arise not from community incapacities, but from the systemic gaps. Okay, it can be from the governance. It can be from the economics, it can be from the socials, and it can be from the ecology. So this some evidence. Yeah? Next one. Okay, this some evidence that I gather. All right, in terms of the governance or institutional weakness, economic and livelihood pressures, social and cultural barriers, ecological and technical limitations, governance, fragmentations and policy disconnect, and external shock and emerging threats. Yeah, this is the failure category, and I give you this the evidence and scale examples, and you can refer to the key references. I don't want to talk about fail too much. Yeah, all right. What more important is the way forward. Yes. The next one. Okay, so what we need to do? Okay, number one is lock in the fair rights and shared governance. For example, in here we can have this. We can recognize the community tenure, okay, and co-management in laws. Establish the multi-level council from village communities to district and state agencies, and also up to the national ministries, with clear mandates and a path. Okay, and we can standardize the MOU for joint patrols and provide them with the evidence-based sanctions. Yeah, the second one is the the make enforcement real and smart. Okay, so how we want to do that? We need to train, okay, the communities and give them the authority, like we give the badge for the community rangers and integrate with the tools and all that. Yeah, and we can also give targeted IU incentive. For example, we can focus on buyers, the middlemen, and also the gear suppliers. Yeah, and of course the transparency dashboard where we publicly track the patrols, violation, and prosecutions. Okay, number 3, the finance that lasts. Okay, this is the problem with the community-based projects usually. Okay, they give one-time money, then after that, the project not continue. Okay, so with this finance that lasts, usually we diversify the revenues. Okay, for example, we involve with the ecotourisms and all that. Okay, or we can also involve with the faith-aligned finance like Wakaf in Muslim. Okay, for Islam we have the Wakaf, yeah, to involve this, yeah, and also of course the grants, yeah, community funds. Yeah. The next one is livelihood that reduce pressures, yeah, with a viable alternative. For example, the seaweed project, bivalve, yeah, sea cucumbers and all that, which can actually give them the alternative, right? And the next one is monitor what matters, what we want to measure, okay? Like the fish biomass and all that. But we need to have, when we want them to monitor the community, we cannot go. The scientists, we cannot go to the field every time. We rely on the community if we involve with these community-based projects. So these monitorings, okay, it must be clear and using the simple tools, okay, the simple tools, like what we talk about, the tech that community can actually use later, right? And of course, our design in terms of the project must be climate proof. Okay, this involves with the site selection, the nature-based solutions like mangrove restorations, yeah, and also the examples here, the bleaching playbooks, yeah. And of course, when we talk about the community, we need to educate. Okay, so we give the trainings. We need to give some short courses to the fishers, elders, yeah, what they want to do, how they want to monitor and all that. Okay, and we all can educate them through faith-based stewardship also. As I mentioned earlier, we can talk in khutbah Jumaat, okay, the Friday sermon and all that. Yeah, and of course it will. This is the one challenging is the behavior change designs. How we want to change, okay, our community behaviors, okay. And here we can also have this inclusion by design. For example, we involve the women's, okay, and youth, because they are the future generations with the benefit sharing rules. Yeah. The tech that community can actually use must be low lift tools. Okay, for example, the very low technology so that they can adapt easily. Okay, we have several projects like in Malaysia. I involve a lot with we call it orang asal. Okay, the indigenous. Yeah. So we give them the IoT lah, the IoT technologies and all that. They cannot use. Okay, they come. Okay, we do the project, then they leave it like that because they cannot use the high tech. Yeah. So if you want to implement this, make sure that the tech that you introduce to them must be at the level. Yeah, how they can utilize it. Okay, and regional alignment and learning loops. Okay, we can have this Asian Community Blue facility, the peer exchange like this one. Yeah, like we have this Apo Islands, we have the Tun Mustafa Park. They can share. Okay, like this venues, yeah, conference and all that. They can share. in terms of how they want to align regionally. Yeah, and we can also have this ethics and maqasid sharia as guardrails. Okay, and this is for Muslim, but they can also for other religious, they have their own rules. They have their own approach how to actually increase this. Yeah? And the last one is the communication that move behavior. Okay, maybe we need to have a good narrative advocacy, yeah, for the communities, okay, to involve more in this. Yeah, as a conclusions, maybe, yeah. Asians sees sustain biodiversity, identity, and livelihood of millions. Yeah, and with the greatest strength lies not in distant policies, but in the hands of coastal communities. So we need to empower them, okay, because they are the one who depends and they are the one who can protect these waters daily. Okay, to move forward, okay, we need to unite the science, policy, and spirituality. Okay, government must empower, not just regulate. The economic must sustain people, not just resources. Science must serve communities. This is the, yes, all the deans of fisheries faculties here, we can actually bring this. Okay, the science must not only serve the communities. Yeah, the science must serve the communities, not isolate them. And we can also give this faith and ethics, okay, as a guide stewardship, okay, through the trust, the justice, and the public goods. Okay, for the last, I want to quote this next one. Okay, I will quote this. The ocean connects us all. Its care begins with those who live closest to its tide. So we want to empower this community, and I hope this conference with the participants, scientists, can actually move towards this. We empower the community so that we can protect our marine resources. With that, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Faisal, for your presentation and reminding us just how important communities are to support our marine resources. That's really interesting. So thank you again. And now that we have come to the end of the first session of the International Fisheries Symposium 2025, once again, we extend our deepest gratitude to all the keynote speakers for giving us remarkable knowledge. Let us give them another round of applause.
Thank you for the speaker and moderator. Please stay on the stage because we will deliver the souvenir from committee. Please welcome Professor Amin to present the souvenir for keynote speaker 1, Professor Matsuishi T. Fritz. Okay. Thank you. Please give big applause to our speaker. Had a second souvenir for, okay. For the second for Dr. Paparot, please, Prof. Amin, deliver the souvenir. Okay, for the third, for the Dr. Nur. And please stay on the stage for take picture. Please, Dean of Faculty of Fisheries and Science to give the souvenir for the moderator. Please stay on stage. For the moderator first, please. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Take picture together. Take picture together first. Okay, thank you so much. We would like to sincerely thank to all distinguished speakers for their insightful presentation and valuable contribution to today's presentation, and also to our moderator, Dr. Tita Elvitasari, for skillfully guiding the session. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another information related to the city tour that will be held on October 9. There will be interesting place to explore. The first, Kota Lama, the old town of Semarang City, Lawang Sewu, 1,000 Door, Sampokong Temple, and Grand Mairokocho. Surely you will have a lot of wonderful experience. So for those who want to join the city tour, please register to our committee at the front desk. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a lunch break and prayer time. We would like to invite our distinguished guests to proceed to the VIP room while the participants are kindly requested to the dining area in the first floor. For those who wish to pray, the prayer room is located in the basement area. And of course, please don't forget to bring your day one meal coupon. And also after lunch time, we invite you all to explore the poster area and join the oral presentation session in the room 1 to room 7 at 1 p.m. For your information, room 1 to room 3 are located at the first floor, while the room 4 to room 7 are located behind this wall. We encourage everyone to take part actively, share your thoughts, ask questions, and also exchange your ideas. Your participation will make this session even more meaningful. Ladies and gentlemen, well, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to all distinguished speakers, participants, and also the committee members for your active participation. We hope today's session have been insightful and inspiring, and we look forward to welcoming you again tomorrow for the continuation of the 13th International Fisheries Symposium. Once again, thank you and have a wonderful day.